Okay, guys. Sorry about that. Let's hope everybody can hear me now wherever you're watching me from. Give me a heads up. Thank you, Cecilia, for telling me that you couldn't hear. Okay, so if you are watching from St. Lucia, I hope you're enjoying the holiday. Welcome. It is National Juju Day in celebration of our gold and silver Olympic medalist, Julian Alfred, who has just re inspired a nation, helped us to, I think, see ourselves again, see what's possible. There are so many lessons from her, and I want to talk about that today. So, wherever you're watching me, if you are on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, or on Instagram, I'm at Lisa M. Dublin on Instagram as well. So, you can go watch me there as well. Welcome. Let's talk. I want to begin with a couple images, and we're going to talk about mastery and what it means. Hey, Clarita, how are you doing? Thank you for being here. Let's talk about you guys. Everybody's talking about Julian Alfred with, I mean, good reason because she's done a great thing for herself, for her family, for us in St. Lucia, for the region. Like, it is just very inspiring. But we need to kind of talk about what it takes to get there. And just looking at that physique, okay? It's like the amount of time and sacrifice from everything from training hours to diet to effort to be able to have this kind of body that and makes it possible to run the kind of running that she does. Man, look at this. Well, we need to talk about it and perhaps have like a maybe a juju workout. What does she do to get the abs like that? Okay, I mean, but it all tells you that this is the price that you pay to become a champion, and that's what we want to talk about today. So not all of us, and I took those photos off the internet. I apologize, but she looks really good. So kudos to whoever took those photos. I give them full acknowledgement. Whoever you are, they are not mine, but I think they will inspire us this morning with what I want to talk about. Let me know if you can hear me. My audio just seems to be just cutting off sometimes, so please feel free to let me know, to type in something. Let me know, okay? I really want to make this meaningful. So here's the thing: you might not be the person who goes to be the athlete, but in your field, whatever your career is, whatever you've chosen to be a master in, what does your six pack look like? Because for you to get to the top of any field, any industry, any dream, you absolutely have, hey Tricia, how you doing? You absolutely have to have mastery. And looking at Julian Alfred, you see what mastery looks like. That this body had to become so well primed, well toned, well conditioned that it would enable her to accomplish the dream. And so, of course, we're not going to be athletes, but in where are you heading and what you want to do with your life? What does mastery look like? What is your six pack? What is your six pack? Where are you, a coach? Are you a speaker? Are you a writer? What does your six pack look like? What does it take for you to get to the top? And I think that is a metaphor. I mean, an entire physique. Oh my goodness. Like we absolutely need to know how this girl, what is the workout for the abs? Anybody wants to join me? What's the workout for the abs? We absolutely, yes, you can hear me. Thank you. You can hear me. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. So it is a worthy question to think of this morning. What does the six pack look like in your field? Is it that you need to be practicing a certain number of hours? Is it that you need to get certifications? Do you need to get more experience? Do you need to do a certain tweak to what you're doing so that you can find and you can do what you have to do to be the master? But where are you heading? We look at her and we are happy for her, but the price that you pay for getting to the top is sacrificing and being that kind of, well, beast, because it must have taken hours of practice, special diet, a certain kind of mindset that I'm going after it and I'm not going to stop. And I heard her speak about it yesterday. at the unveiling of a mural at her old primary school. She gave a very, there was not a dry eye from what I saw on TV. There was not a dry eye in the room while she was speaking about, the sacrifice that was made, and she encouraged people to find your why, because what she's saying is that when you dig deep enough to find a reason that you want to do this thing, you are going to do it. And that reason, your why, is usually tied to your values. And for her, she said, she actually named, she's like, I'm doing it for my family, for my nieces, for my nephews, I think she said, and for the youth, everybody looking up to her. It's almost like, I've come this far, I can't afford to stop now. She dug very deep to find her why. Like, what is your why this morning? What That's one of the things that I do with my clients as a life coach. You come with a goal, and I'm going to help you to get there by always consistently meeting with you weekly, reminding you of why you're doing this. How is it tied to your values? And something we've added on very recently is the whole visualization. So, you guys, I'm very excited this morning. Bear with me. I haven't been on in a while. You know why? Because I'm writing a book. Okay. And when the tale is told, yes, but that process of writing a book, it's almost like you go into a cave. Like, anybody who's doing the writing process knows, like, you do not want to be out. You just want to be alone with your thoughts, the creative process, and all of that. So that's why I've been away for like the last 2 weeks or so. But I'm super excited and super having a message that I wanted to share this morning. I absolutely had to jump on. In your field, is it accounting? Is it coaching? Is it speaking? What is it that you said that you wanted to do? Head for mastery in it. And here's a couple things I recognized. Julien, Alfred. And if you're just joining me, my name is Lisa Dublin. I'm a health and life coach. I'm a speaking coach as well. So I help you to get from point A to point B. How? Constraint. And I was coaching a client recently about constraint. Julien Alfred could not have been this far in track and field, and also being a great volleyballer or a great baseballer or anything else. It was focus. It was constraint. It was the absolute staring down and zooming in on one thing and going after it with everything you have that will produce that result at that superlative level. What is it for you? Let's stop being double-minded. If you say you want to coach. If you want to do accounting, do accounting. I'm talking to some people this morning and figure out what it takes to get to the top of your field and be willing to sacrifice to get it, because it is tied to where you want to go and what you want to do and why you want to do it. I have something to say about my country, St. Lucia. Something great, something good, something I am not sure we have taken the time to, one, recognize, and two, to figure out. So if this is it, what next? There are blessings and curses in life. You guys know that? Of course we know that. There are blessings and curses in life. Okay? You look at a family, you look at your own life. Maybe you're the person, you always get a job no matter what. That's a blessing. That's a pattern. You have to look at in your life. And I learned that, spiritually, you look at patterns in life. There are patterns. There are things that you cannot explain that happen. You have to recognize them for what they are. We have patterns as individuals. Families have patterns of blessing and patterns of curses. And also, nations have patterns of blessing and patterns of curses. I believe, and I know it because it proves itself out, okay, that there's one of the blessings that St. Lucia has is the blessing of ratio. What do I mean by that? I pulled out the stats to kind of prove my point this morning. Do you know St. Lucia has the highest number of Nobel laureates per capita? It is the country with the highest number of Nobel laureates per capita. There's my dog, and he's hungry. That's why he's here. And smacking his lips too, Oh my goodness. Sit, have a seat. Sit down, sit. Come on. Okay. So we have two Nobel laureates in St. Lucia so far. We have 1979, Sir Arthur Lewis, who won the Nobel Prize for Economics. 1992, Derek Walcott comes along and he wins the Nobel Prize for Literature. That is a pattern. That is a pattern. It's a blessing. You look, blessings and curses come. And how you know it's a blessing is because it's a pattern. How you know it's a curse because it's a pattern. It keeps on happening, right? When you look at us with the Olympic medals, there too is the beginning of a pattern of blessing because it's about ratio. Where the countries are concerned, St. Lucia is third in terms of number of Olympic medals per capita. And we did that just because Julien Alfred decided to take herself seriously and to head for one thing. And she got support. She was identified and nurtured. Thank God for that. And this story we get all to share in today because of that. But on a national level, this is a pattern of blessing that we would be wise and prescient to take into consideration and begin to plan for the next person. It is not arrogant and it is not being like no, it's nothing but being wise at this point. That if you have two Nobel laureates, the likelihood that you have more is higher. If you already have one Olympic medalist, or she has two Olympic medals right now, the likelihood that there are more in this little country of 184,000 people, the likelihood that there are more is high. We have a blessing of ratio in St. Lucia. So what it is even at a national level to be looking at. You guys text your politicians, let them be listening to this because this is important. This is policy right now, okay? This is policy right now, good policy. The likelihood that we have more of those kinds of people who from very little, 184,000 people, you rise to the top. You don't just do well, you do superlatively well that you get on the world stage. That likelihood is high. So the question that we should be asking as St. Lucians, I believe, is where's the next Nobel laureate? Where is that person? Where is the next Olympic medalist? And you say it with a certainty that inspires the dreams of a generation to go out and to get it because you're working backwards from the end towards the end. The end is we have a pattern, a pattern of ratio. We have a blessing of ratio in St. Lucia. The blessing is we are blessed to be few, but to do great things. Find the next person and let us start to shepherd them, identify them, develop them, put resources into them, take them away from the politics, take them away from the fray, and let that talent be developed in such a way that the inevitable result is more Nobel laureates and more Olympic medalists. You guys, I'm telling you, like, that's it. Like, think about it. Think about the logic of what I just said. That St. Lucia's blessing is that we have a blessing of ratio. It's a matter of out of so few, we are getting so, it's not so many, we're getting so high. We don't have many people. $184,000 is a town in bigger countries. But it means something to us because we are small. We have imagination for borders. And I always say that, and I mean it with all my heart. You're so small that you can't help but dream. So let's head for the dream and start to head towards it, working backwards from it. We are going to have more Nobel laureates. We are going to have more Olympic medalists. Therefore, if that is the end result, and this is how I teach all my clients to do it, what is your end? Where are you heading? If you are certain that that is the result, start to make life work out now to come to that end. It is possible. It's visualization. It's putting things in place. It's keeping your head down. It's finding, as I said, finding in your area, what is the six pack? What does toned look like? What is the thing that you need to do to become the vehicle to greatness? Because yes, greatness is within you. And it just simply takes effort, understanding, and dreaming so deeply that that is your North Star. So talking of North Star, this is lots of inspiration. That's the space I've been in the last couple days. So I do hope you appreciate it and you get something from it this morning. You guys, do you know everybody has a North Star? You have a thing that you're heading. Oh, good. Charlotte, hi. Good morning. It's been a minute, you guys. Thank you for being here. Okay. You know everybody has a North Star? Close your eyes right now and tell me where you see yourself in 5 years. What do you see? What are you wearing? Where are you? How much money do you have? Who's by your side? Whatever you are seeing, whatever image is being conjured up as I ask you to do this exercise, that perhaps is your North Star. And the beauty of life and the beauty of imagination for borders and the creation of new ideas is that if your North Star is not working, you can change it. And that's what I help clients to do. See yourself as the person who's doing this and doing that, because half of the people can do it. But the people who actually go out and get it are those who see it first. And visualization is so powerful. It becomes your North Star. I proved this a couple, some time ago. Let's put it that way. So we had to go out and get a new appliance because ours broke down. And when we went to the store to look at it, I saw what I wanted. And, I mean, it was Hillary and I who went. Hillary's my husband. We went and I saw what I wanted. Okay. Why is it that I fixed that image in my head? So we went to kind of price things, get ready for it, whatever, whatever. In my head, even though I saw other options, my North Star, the image, I saw where the appliance would be in the house. That was the image. Went back to get it whenever we did. And yeah, we saw other options and, things were presented to us and so on. But guess which one we left with? We left with the one that was most vivid in my head. That was the North Star. And what I realized is when you have such a clear-cut image of who you want to be and where you want to go, the rest of your life, you become like a homing pigeon. That becomes home for you. That's what you're heading for. That is why vision boards work if you work them. That is why, for example, now I begin my coaching sessions. We do all of the little whatever, visualize. What's the goal again? Can you tell me about it? Can you imagine doing this week after week after week with accountability and actions? You're going to get home. That the North Star is the image, which is why when you hear people consistently saying something, it's because that is what they're seeing. I knew somebody who consistently said, I don't want to die old. I don't want to give anybody trouble. Okay? North Star was, I'm not dying old. That's what she kept on saying. That's what she kept on seeing in her mind's eye. And she passed away in her early 50s. North Star. So if you're saying something today that is negative, that's your North Star. I want to encourage you to change it. And you can. You can go from nothing to something with that visualization process, and you back it up with a plan and you get accountability. You can change the North Star. It doesn't have to be what you see. Your mind is way more powerful than what you see in front of you. You can literally create your reality with the North Star that you have in your head. You guys, when I came back from the store and realized that we had come home with the thing that I had seen in my head, I had fixed it. I knew where it was going to be. Anybody knows what I'm talking about? When I realized that the image worked, I literally began to dream all over again for myself, for my family, for my clients as well. The things that they had said to help them to be able to see it. Where are you heading? You have to be able to see it. Like, it costs nothing to dream, but it does cost something to put the energy into accomplishing it. But it starts with the north. You are heading for something. Even now, even if you have not done this work. Hey Jade, how are you? Hey Elsa. Hi. Lots of people on Instagram this morning. Thank you for being here on this holiday. It's National Juju Day in St. Lucia. And yeah, in my household as well. Yep, it's National Juju Day. She's done great and we celebrate her today. Okay. I was telling my sons and showing them the image, and you can see the sacrifice. The sacrifice is all over the body. The sacrifice for greatness, you can see it, and it's a metaphor. If you're just joining me, it's a metaphor for our own sense of mastery. Honestly, so where was I before I saw my I saw my ex student there, and I was so happy. Okay, so we're talking about the nostalgia, about imagining things, about it not costing anything for you to dream. Okay, I think I said everything that I came to. Okay, that we are a country who has a blessing of ratio. We do. And don't look at other countries. No, no, no. Yeah, you can look at Grenada. Grenada has the highest per capita Olympic medalists. Yes, okay, but we have a pattern. It's not just with the Olympics. Look at the Nobel laureates. That's another world stage. I don't know if I'm missing any of them. You tell me. But I do know I've recognized that we have a pattern of ratio. The ratio is our blessing from that's a nation's blessing. That's a nation's blessing. And if that what we should be doing right now, just get together a set of dreamers just to identify the next Nobel laureates, the next Olympic medalists, and shepherd them, prepare their way, take them out of the fray, take them out of the politics, and take them out and put them in a space that gives them the opportunity to head for the North Star. Because our North Star is that St. Lucia is known for Nobel laureates, St. Lucia is known for Olympic medalists. Yes, we can. That's it. We have the pattern. It's right there. It's right there for us to do. Now, in your own life, you can create those patterns. You can have a North Star. You can be heading for something. Right now, it might look dim. You mightn't have what you need, but you have a mind, my goodness. If you're listening to me, if you can see me or hear me, you can start the process right now with this imagining, imagining in your head what your life is going to be looking like and making sure every other thing in your life heads for that. That's your North Star. Like I have a lot of the things that I'm doing now, I was saying many years ago, especially during COVID. During COVID, because we were down and, just kind of hunkering down, it really was a very creative space for me that has led me to where I am today and continuing. But it was a space where I learned that even if I had nothing, I could visualize, pray. I could pray first, visualize, do the work, have a strategy, don't give up. And Julien said that yesterday about, like just don't give up. It might get hard. Rest if you want, but don't quit. That is beast behavior. That is champion behavior that we all need to learn. And I feel like just in preparation, I'm so happy that there's a day right now to recognize what the sacrifice and what excellence, to rise into the top like that means. Wait a minute, don't we have other medalists in St. Lucia? I think we do. And that might even prove the point even more. Anyway, you guys tell me, and forgive me if I don't know all the facts, but that's okay. I give what I can, and I hope that's fine, right? In your own life, you create your North Star. What are you heading for? What are you heading for? When you create the North Star, the rest of your life becomes like a homing pigeon. That's what it heads for. That's why I love this book, and I always recommend it because it gives you a clear-cut pattern from beginning to end of how to go after a thing, not just money. The book Think and Grow Rich. I will always recommend that book because it didn't just teach me the process of creating something from nothing where money's concerned, but also the same pattern applies for everything else that you want in life. It starts with desire. Then you make a plan. Then you do the things that seem so childish and simplistic to other people, like auto suggestion, saying it over and over again, taking it like medication. After all, you have nothing anyway, so you might as well use your words and the time that you have to create the future that you have, that you want. Okay? Like, that's all my job. That's it. Strategies to win, strategies to get you from where you are to where you want to be, with accountability and constraint and focus and knowing that it's possible. Last thing I want to say, you know, most of us can do most things. You know what's keeping us back? I have realized that. Yeah, I'm a life coach and I'm a speaker. That's because I have the confidence to come out and say it. It's not because I'm the best speaker or the best coach. I'm very good though. No, no, no. I take my craft seriously. Okay? Six pack, six pack where coaching is concerned, six pack. No, we're heading for mastery. We have to master something. We have to give people a blueprint of excellence. Let's not kid ourselves. But half the people can do this, but they don't have the confidence to do it. Half of the people, most of us, don't go any further because we don't have the confidence to do it. And this process, especially in Think and Grow Rich, it gives you that confidence. It starts with desire. You do the auto suggestion. You step out. You take one step out. It doesn't work. That's fine. You're human anyway. You're going to fall. You take another step. You build the confidence muscle. I have a client who came in now. I don't know if she's still there. I have a client who came in. I started working with her. It was a confidence problem. She wants to be a coach. And while, of course, I do not provide certification, she's really interested in following the path that I took. So she started with me and she's doing the things that I did. But the advantage she has by working with me is that the confidence level has already gone up. Somebody who would not see herself in certain rooms is now the person reaching out and going to conferences, doing her things, reaching out and getting coaches and deciding on what the next step would be and already seeing herself as a coach. What do you want? A lot of this is imagination, and you have that. It just has not been activated. It just has not been activated. It has just not been coached into the greatness that it can become. My goodness. Like, I'll leave that one for another time. But suffice it to say, greatness is within you. Find what that six pack in your industry is. What does it look like? And hunker down, double down, put away the distractions, go get to work. The world is waiting on mastery. That's why we're celebrating Julien and Alfred, because everything else was put aside to the pursuit of the one thing. The one thing. What's your one thing? Find it. And yeah. Okay, you guys. I am super excited. I'm going back into my cave to do some more writing, get this book out. Like, have you ever been writing something? Like, I've had other books that I wanted to write this year. And this book that I'm writing, it has just been choking me up. I call it stuck in the birth canal. And it has to be birthed before anything else comes out. That's how I feel. Like, this creative process, it almost takes you over. And again, it's like, this is what you're supposed to be writing, nothing else. Do that first, and then everything else, you prepare the passage for the other creative endeavors to come out. So that's where I'm at. I'm just submitting to the process, and be like, wait for it fall. If I can't come on, it's because I'm doing what I know that I'm called to do at this point, right? So say a prayer for me and let us head for mastery. And I hope I'm really gonna just talk a lot about this observation of my country, this great, I think, observation and inspiration that our blessing is a blessing of ratio. So it means that belief will fuel us looking for where the next person is and taking that person out to be trained and developed and helped to be able to get to the end that we saw already. Because if there are 2 Nobel laureates, there are more. if you already are third in terms of medalists, Olympic medalists per capita, definitely that ratio can even be increased. Where is the next person? And what are we doing to ensure that that person gets on the world stage again? Because we already have that pattern already. That's just our blessing. All right, enjoy your holiday, St. Lucia, wherever else you're watching me from. Have a great Friday, folks. I'll tell you all guys what's happening with me this weekend. I'll share the updates next week because I'm super excited, but I don't like to say things before they happen. Like, no. So see you next week, God willing, and head for mastery because the world is waiting. Like we are so bored with mediocre.